Hi there, my name is Lauren. I'm a third-year DPhil in English at the University of Oxford at Oriel College. Welcome to Oriel. Oriel was founded in 1326, which makes it one of the oldest colleges at Oxford, and I believe that it is the oldest royal foundation. We have around 250 graduate students from over 40 countries, which makes us pretty diverse and incredibly lively, and around 340 undergraduates as well. Alongside our really lively MCR community, a lot of students are involved in sports at Oriel. We have rugby, hockey, lacrosse, rowing, a lot of different sports. So you can see these are like our headships right here. So this means that we were head of the river, so the top team for that year. This is Oriel's formal hall. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner are served here from Monday to Fridays, and there's also formal hall 6 days a week, which is quite unique for many of the colleges. Formal hall meaning that you actually come in full gown and you are served dinner at these tables. It's also quite inexpensive at £7 for a formal dinner. You can bring your friends on Wednesdays and Sundays, and on Sundays that's more of an exclusive night where we also have second desserts, which is hosted by the MCR. Other special dinners that happen in here that are organized both by the MCR as well as the college are Grand Formal, which happens once a term, as well as Guest Night, where you can bring guests from outside of the university into our hall. And those are also hosted in other rooms and have Prosecco, desserts, and port and cheese. So you get a lot when you come to Oriel in terms of tradition, and I think that's really built into the idea that this is a very old college. We also have a special celebration during Christmas time called Oxmas, where the hall is filled and decorated, and the choir actually performs from right behind here. Welcome to Second Quad. Second Quad is home to a lot of faculty offices, including your college advisor. So when you're a graduate student, you're assigned a college advisor as part of our welfare provision. A college advisor is usually someone who's in your faculty and as kind of a point of contact if you have any types of issues. Also in Second Quad is the Provost Lodge. So our Provost, Lord Neil Mendoza, is our head of college. Back here is the large SCR, the small SCR, and the Champneys room, as well as the library. The SCR is the senior fellows body of the college that comprises of fellows, faculty members, as well as certain members of staff. There tend to be joint events between the MCR, the SCR, and the JCR for special faculty events that happen in college. For instance, if there's an English faculty night, you may have a drinks reception in the Champneys room as well as dinner there, where you'll meet other members of the faculty and students at the college that are involved in your subject area. This is Oriel's senior library. It's obviously an incredibly beautiful space. It's also connected to the Panton Library, which is a bit more modern, and it has individual as well as group spaces to work in. The Panton Library is open 9 until midnight, so quite late, whereas the senior library has a bit more limited hours. The library is great at sourcing resources for you as long as you email them. The library is also building a number of collections for students, including a welfare collection, an anti-racism collection, and one about Cecil Rhodes. The library has a lot of archive collections, including a copy of the Magna Carta. We have 3 gyms, 2 which are on-site and 1 that's at Rectory Road with the graduate accommodation. At Rectory Road, there's also a squash court, and we have a massive sports field that's just down the road. This is Oriel's music room, which you can book out to practice music at any time. Music is a really big part of Oriel. Not only do we have champagne choir concerts, which happen in the library, but there's also a chapel choir, which also performs during special events in the hall. This is the college bar, which is open to JCR, MCR, as well as SCR members. It's a really nice space to come to if you want to have a drink pre or post dinner. This is some of the accommodation that Oriel provides. Most of this is undergraduate accommodation, but there is some graduate accommodation here, but the majority of it is over on our Rectory Road site. JMH, as it's affectionately called, is a self-contained community. We have our own garden and our own common room over there. Oriel guarantees accommodation to you if you've never had accommodation in Oxford before and you're an incoming graduate student. This is the MCR common space, which is just over the road from our main site. Oriel is very lucky to have an incredibly lively community within its MCR. The MCR put on a variety of events during the year that cater to all different interests. The social team, for example, just had a whiskey tasting. They also had a connected Diwali event with our international reps, and they'll be hosting Christmas tree decorating in the next few weeks. The welfare team puts on yoga as well as afternoon tea and a coffee hour every Tuesday. Oriel has a very robust welfare provision. We have peer supporters, which are trained JCR and MCR members. We also have a welfare officer as part of our MCR, as well as the junior deans, the welfare deans, the actual decanal team. Oriel also sponsors a variety of different societies, including the Drama Society, the Panton Society, the Rally Society, and the choir. You'd never think it, but here it is. And so now we're between second and third. Oriel has a number of different funding pots that are available to you to support your research, including the Financial Assistance Fund, which you can put towards conference or travel or field work, and the Oriel Scholarship. My favorite thing about being at Oriel is definitely our MCR community. I've met all of my closest friends, or most of my closest friends, through Oriel, and I felt very lucky to have such a warm, welcoming place for me, especially as an international student.